Let's talk about a concept that's at the heart of pretty much every financial decision you'll ever make. It's called the time value of money. And honestly, understanding it is like getting a financial superpower. So let's dive right in. Okay, I want to kick things off with a super simple question. Just think about it for a second. Someone's going to give you $100, no strings attached. Do you want it in your hand right now? Or are you cool with waiting a whole year for that exact same amount? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know which one you picked. You want the money now, right?
And you know what? That gut feeling, that immediate choice to take the cash today, it's absolutely the right move. The real secret, though, is understanding why that's the right move. Once you get that, you've basically unlocked the key to making smarter financial decisions for the rest of your life.
So let's break down that simple choice. Why is a dollar today worth so much more than a dollar tomorrow? Well, it really boils down to just a few key things. First off, there's spending power. Pretty obvious, right? You can use that money right now. Then, and this is the big one, you've got investment power. You can put that $100 to work today. Let it start growing and making you more money. We also have to think about the silent wealth killer, inflation. That same $100 a year from now, it's probably going to buy you less stuff. And finally, there's just plain old uncertainty. A promise is just a promise, and there's always a tiny risk that future money might never show up. Now, the real engine that makes all of this work, the thing that makes money grow over time, is interest. But here's the thing, not all interest is created equal. Let's look at simple interest versus its way more powerful cousin, compound interest. So on the left, you've got simple interest. It's, well, simple. You earn interest only on the money you first put in, the principal. It grows at a steady, straight line. But compound interest, over on the right, that's where the magic really happens. With this, you're earning interest on your initial money and on all the interest you've already built up. It's interest on your interest, and it creates this incredible snowballing growth. And the difference over time? It's absolutely staggering. Just look at this chart. Simple interest just plods along in a straight line, but compound interest, it creates that amazing upward curve that just takes off. That is the power of compounding. It's why people always say to start investing early. You start to realize that time, not just money, is your single greatest asset. So how do we actually figure all this out? Well, you can think of it like a financial time machine. We can use compounding to send our money forward into the future to see what it'll be worth. Or we can bring future money back to the present using a process called discounting. So let's look at the controls for moving money forward. It looks kind of mathy, but it's really simple. You start with your present value, or PV. That's just your starting cash. Then you factor in the interest rate, R, and how many time periods it'll be growing, N. Put it all together, and it spits out your future value, or FV. That's really all there is to it. But wait, there's a little wrinkle here. It's not just about how many years your money grows for, how often that interest gets calculated and added back into the pot, the compounding frequency, makes a huge difference. Is it once a year, every quarter, every month? Let's see what that actually looks like. Okay, let's run a quick experiment. We invest $1,000 at an 8% annual rate. If we compound it twice a year, semi-annually, after 1 year, we've got $1,081.60. Not bad. But what happens if we bump up the frequency? Let's take that same investment and compound it quarterly, so 4 times a year. Now your money gets to earn interest on itself more often. Our total jumps up a bit to $1,082.40. Let's keep going. We crank up the frequency to monthly compounding. Our interest is working even harder for us 12 times a year. And now we're at $1,083 even. See the pattern? Every little increase adds more to the pile. And finally, let's take it all the way to daily compounding. We land at $1,083.60. The takeaway here is crystal clear. The more frequently your interest is compounded, the faster your money is going to grow. So if you take this idea and push it to its absolute theoretical limit, what do you get? You get something called continuous compounding. It's the mathematical ceiling, the absolute max your money could earn if interest was being calculated and reinvested an infinite number of times. Okay, so we've traveled into the future. Now, let's hit the reverse switch on our time machine. This is a concept called discounting. It answers that all-important question, what is a pile of money in the future actually worth to me, right here, right now? And this is a crucial tool for everything from figuring out what a business is worth to how bonds are priced. All right, I know this can feel a little theoretical, so let's bring it back down to earth. Let's see how this financial superpower actually works in the real world, because it affects everything from your car loan to lottery winnings. Check out this scenario. Ronald just won $1 million lottery. I mean, how amazing is that? But there's a catch. He doesn't get a giant check for $1 million today. Instead, he gets $50,000 a year for 20 years. Now let's put on our new financial glasses. We have to apply something called a discount rate. You can think of it as the return we could have earned if we had all that cash today. So let's say we use a 10% discount rate to account for that lost opportunity and risk. What is that $1 million prize really worth in today's money? Get ready for this. The answer is less than half, just about $468,000. That is a massive difference, and it's such a powerful example of the time value of money in action. That promise of $1 million in the future is worth way, way less today. And this isn't just for lottery winners. This same idea applies to your loans and your savings accounts. You'll often see a nominal interest rate advertised, but what you really care about is the effective rate, which is the one that includes the power of compounding. For instance, a credit card might say it's 18% a year, but if they're compounding that interest every month, the effective rate you're actually paying is closer to 19.6%. The lesson is simple. Always check the fine print. And really, that's what this is all about. Understanding the time value of money isn't about memorizing a bunch of formulas. It's about having a new lens, a whole new way of looking at the world, so you can make smarter choices with your money. So the next time you're thinking about saving up for a big goal or taking out a loan or even just planning your career, you've got the tools. You can see through time. You can compare your options and truly understand the value of your choices. The only question left is, how are you going to use your new superpower?